People always ask me like, hey, what knife should I get? Or should I get a knife? Or can I use my grandma's? And I say like, no, don't use your grandma's because that's very dull, a dull knife. We don't want dull knives in the kitchen. You might think it's more dangerous if you have a very sharp knife than if you have a dull knife, but it's all the contrary. So today I'm just going to explain you the difference between basically three kinds of knives that are in the market: German knives, Japanese knives, and the mix between Japanese and German knives. So let's start with the German knife. So characteristic of a German knife is very durable. It's steady. It's always usually comes in one piece from the blade to the handle. So if you can see over here, you're gonna see that the whole blade unites with the handle. That's why it's very, very, very steady. You can see it as an advantage or a disadvantage depending on what you're doing. Is the weight. It's very, very heavy. This is about 300 grams. That's a lot, right? Like half a pound for a knife, that's a lot. The good thing about this knife is that you can use it to cut very hard vegetables like winter squash, sweet potatoes, and also it's very easy to cut large or big vegetables, because since you can cut from here to here, is also the weight of the knife is usually resides in the back of the knife. So basically you don't have to do a lot of strength trying to cut. So the only thing that you have to do is basically do the movement. The knife by itself, the weight and gravity is gonna make it go down. So this is a pretty durable knife, steady. It's good to have. I mean, if you're looking for one knife, this is a good one. These are durable and also they are not that expensive. I think they are about $50 to $100 of kind of a nice knife, even less, you know. So this is a good knife to have, German knife. So Japanese knife. This is a Japanese knife, and as you can see, this is a hybrid, the mix of both, and it also comes in one piece. The only thing of this one is the blade. As you can see, the blade, I don't know if you can see it right here, is very, very, very thin compared to the German knife that is like 3 times the blade of the Japanese knife. Also, the weight of this knife is about half the weight of that German knife. Usually Japanese knives are lighter. Their blades are made from high carbon steel. That blade makes them super sharp, and also is very easy to sharpen. So if you want a knife that is very sharp, thin, light, you want a Japanese knife. And if you want a knife that is heavy, durable, more durable, I'm not saying Japanese knives are not durable, but German knives are more durable, I believe. So if you're looking for durability, steadiness, and more weight, you should go for a German knife. Something also that distinguishes this kind of knife is the high carbon steel. It tends to oxidize faster, also to chip. The blade can chip faster than a German knife. So it's more probable that your Japanese knife get chipped than your German knife. So those are very key points to distinguish when you're trying to buy a knife. And these knives, Japanese knives, they vary in prices. It can be from $100 to $2,000 or $5,000. Yes, that's insane, I know. So now I just want to tell you about Parry knives. Parry knives are these small, little, cute knives that are very functional for almost everything that you do in the kitchen. Everything that requires precision, this is amazing for that. This is awesome. So why? Because it's very easy to handle. You know, it's short, it's like 2.5 inches to 4 inches. You're gonna make your life way easier when you're trying to do jobs that are very detailed, or you don't wanna be carrying the German knives, right? Just to cut a strawberry, correct? So this is amazing for that. Also, you can peel, you can also turn vegetables. And talking about turning vegetables, we have this. This is a turning knife, or bird's eye knife is called, because of the tip of the blade. I don't know if you can see it there. Yes. So this is an amazing knife to have, and it's super cheap. This is like $8 or less. This is amazing because it's gonna help you to peel. With this, I peel so much garlic. You can't even imagine, and it's very easy. Just remove and then you just peel. It was way faster than trying to do it with a big knife. That's what I believe. Also, you can turn vegetables with this just by doing this motion, or even peel vegetables. Is that what you prefer? So that's a must-have, and it's amazing. Another must-have knife is the serrated knife. This is a serrated knife. There is a big price range in serrated knives, so I try to always get a stainless steel because that prevents them to get rusty. So for me, that's what I prefer. This is not even a brand knife or anything. It's just one piece serrated knife. I sometimes use it for cutting tomatoes because the skin of the tomatoes is too thick that it really uses the sharpness of my other knife. So I prefer to use this one instead. And also for bread, for crust, for many things. So this is a must-have as well. If you cook a lot. If you don't cook, if you don't buy your bread, fresh bread, or you don't make bread at home, maybe not. But just keep it in consideration. Last thing is the hybrid knife. So hybrid knives, as you might think right now, you have an idea, or you know already, they're a mix of both. The mix of both worlds. I really love my knife, and this is a hybrid knife. So it's the mix between the German and a Japanese knife. That makes them more durable. So because the steel is a mix of stainless steel, a high carbon steel, so that makes this knife an amazing knife. It's more durable, it tends to chip less, and also it's very easy to clean. It doesn't get rust. It's amazing. That's my go-to knife. It's been working out really well for me. I have this knife since 3 years ago. I mean, I know it's a short period of time if you consider it, but it has worked pretty well, and it's very easy to sharpen. So what are the takeaways of this conversation? First, German knife, steady, durable, very nice to have if you want something with a lot of weight, or you like to have something you feel the weight in the knife. You want a German knife. Japanese knife, light, easy to sharpen, and with a thin blade. So if you want a knife for more precision cuts, you want a Japanese knife. And the last one, hybrid knives. That's the mix between both worlds. Japanese and German knives, my favorite so far. Also, one tip, when you go buy your knife, I prefer you to go buy a knife in a store. Why? Because there you can feel the knife in your hands. It's very nice to feel the knife in your hands. It's very nice to feel the knife in your hands, see how heavy, see if you like it, the handle. Some handles are kind of weird. I always prefer to go to the store and buy the knife, unless I know the kind of knife that I'm getting, in internet. If not, just go there, have an experience. They also have so much knowledge. They're gonna tell you about the kind of blade, the steel, where it was made, and everything. It's an amazing experience going in shopping knives, believe me. So I hope this was very useful. If it was useful, share with your friends, with someone that maybe need a sharpened knife, that they're still using their grandmas. If you're cooking, you deserve an amazing knife. It's your tool. So you should have a good knife in your kitchen, sharpened knife. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Thanks for watching us. See you next time. Bye-bye. I think that's my favorite to-go knife. That's my favorite go knife.
Go-to.
Oh.
That's my go-to knife.
That's my go-to knife.